Welcome back, everyone. If you're joining us again, we're so glad to have you here. And if you're new, you've picked an exciting episode to jump into. Last time, we explored some fundamental yet transformative concepts in the world of blockchain and AI.
That's right. We discussed how AI is enhancing blockchains, the advantages of decentralized systems for financial transactions, and gave a primer on the basics of blockchain architecture. Plus, we dove into smart contracts and highlighted two significant applications where blockchain is making waves.
It was a packed session, and it really set the stage for today's episode. This time, we're taking things a step further, taking inspiration from Dr. Alok Aggarwal's book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution and 100 Years of AI, and exploring how these technologies are converging. We'll discuss why combining blockchains and AI is incredibly beneficial, delve into the intersection of blockchain, IoT, and AI, and of course, touch on crypto coins and non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
This is where things get really interesting. These integrations represent the future of innovation, and we'll unpack what that means for businesses, creators, and everyday users.
So let's get started and dive headfirst into a world where AI and blockchain intersect.
Yeah, it's a fascinating intersection. Two groundbreaking technologies coming together to reshape industries in ways we couldn't have imagined just a few years ago.
Before we jump into real-world examples, let's quickly revisit the basics of blockchain for anyone who's new here. What makes blockchain such a game changer?
It all comes down to being a decentralized, immutable ledger. Essentially, it's a digital record of transactions that isn't stored in one place. Instead, it's distributed across a network of computers, which makes it incredibly secure and transparent.
So, by removing traditional intermediaries, it builds trust, even between parties who don't know each other.
Exactly. That trust and transparency are baked into the system, which is why blockchain is gaining traction across so many industries, from finance to healthcare to supply chains.
And that's where AI comes in. Blockchain provides this massive, decentralized pool of data, and AI thrives on analyzing data.
Right. Blockchain ensures the data isn't locked away in silos. This means AI algorithms can access and analyze it in real time, leading to faster, more accurate insights and predictions.
So blockchain acts like this high-speed data pipeline, and AI taps in to unlock its potential.
Exactly. The combination of blockchain's transparency with AI's analytical power is what makes this synergy so transformative.
Let's get into the applications. Healthcare is a great example. Data security and accessibility are critical in this sector.
Imagine having your entire medical history securely stored on a blockchain. With your authorization, doctors anywhere could access it instantly, eliminating delays and incomplete records.
And AI could analyze that data to identify patterns, diagnose diseases earlier, personalize treatments, and even predict potential health risks.
That's the idea. AI becomes a medical detective, always searching for clues and making connections in the data, while blockchain ensures the security and integrity of that information.
Incredible. And it's not just healthcare. Supply chains are another area where blockchain and AI are making waves.
Supply chains are notoriously complex, with products moving across continents and involving numerous companies. Blockchain creates a transparent, tamper-proof record of every step in the process, from factory to doorstep.
So it's like giving each product its own digital passport, tracking its journey in real time.
Exactly. It's like having an air traffic controller for the global supply chain. But it's not just about reacting. AI can optimize routes to cut costs, predict demand more accurately, and minimize waste.
Makes the whole system more sustainable and cost-effective.
Exactly. And those benefits extend to everyone. Companies, consumers, all of us.
That's truly transformative. Speaking of transformation, let's talk about healthcare supply chains and the energy sector. Both areas ripe for innovation.
Absolutely. Our energy grid faces challenges like aging infrastructure and the need to integrate renewables. Blockchain could be a key piece of a smarter, more sustainable energy future.
How does blockchain fit into that vision?
Imagine a blockchain network connecting all stakeholders in the energy grid, power plants, distributors, consumers, making the system decentralized and transparent.
Decentralizing the whole system.
Exactly. This transparency is where AI comes in. AI can analyze the data, predict and respond to demand changes, balance supply, prevent blackouts, and optimize the grid for efficiency.
Keeps the energy orchestra in harmony.
Precisely. This leads to a more resilient energy future with lower costs and a smoother transition to renewables.
That's impressive. Now let's explore finance, an area often criticized for being slow, expensive, and exclusionary.
That's where AI and blockchain together can create a more inclusive, efficient financial landscape. For instance, applying for a loan today involves tedious paperwork and long waits. Blockchain can securely connect borrowers and lenders directly, cutting out middlemen and reducing costs.
And AI enhances that process?
Exactly. AI can analyze financial data, assess risks, personalize loan terms, and match borrowers with the best lenders. This creates tailored, user-friendly solutions and promotes financial inclusion.
We've covered so much today, and it's clear AI and blockchain are revolutionizing industries.
Absolutely. What's truly exciting is how this synergy addresses challenges like data security and trust.
Let's dive into that.
One major hurdle for AI is data security. AI needs massive amounts of sensitive data, like medical records or financial transactions. Blockchain, with its decentralized and encrypted nature, provides a secure fortress for this data.
So, blockchain shields valuable AI data from threats.
Exactly, and beyond security, there's the issue of trust. AI algorithms can feel like black boxes. You don't always know how decisions are made. Blockchain can enhance transparency, ensuring trust in AI-driven systems.
This synergy is shaping a more secure, transparent, and efficient future across industries. And that can be a little unnerving, especially when those decisions have real-world consequences.
Absolutely. Blockchain can address this by recording every step of the decision-making process on an immutable ledger, creating an audit trail.
So it's like giving each AI decision a timestamp and a signature.
Precisely. It allows decisions to be traced back, providing transparency and accountability to AI systems.
Blockchain seems like the perfect partner to address some of AI's weaknesses. But what about blockchain itself? Doesn't it have challenges?
Of course, one key issue is scalability. As networks grow, processing transactions can become slower and more expensive.
Like a data superhighway getting jammed with traffic.
Exactly. And this is where AI steps in. AI can optimize blockchain operations by streamlining transaction processing, improving data storage efficiency, and preventing bottlenecks.
So AI acts like the traffic engineer, keeping the data flowing smoothly.
Exactly. Together, AI and blockchain form a powerful combination, compensating for each other's weaknesses.
But there's also the human element, getting people to understand and adopt these technologies.
That's a major hurdle. For these technologies to succeed, people need to trust and integrate them into their lives. It's about building a culture of innovation and bridging the gap between tech and everyday use.
Speaking of the future, what are some potential game changers we could see with this synergy?
One exciting area is decentralized finance, DeFi, which uses blockchain and AI to create a more open and accessible financial system.
So no more reliance on traditional banks.
Exactly. Blockchain removes intermediaries, while AI automates processes, assesses risk, and personalizes financial services. This can bring banking to the unbanked and promote financial inclusion.
That's empowering. What about smart contracts?
Smart contracts are self-executing agreements stored on a blockchain. AI enhances them by making them adaptable, analyzing data, predicting outcomes, and adjusting terms as conditions change.
Like supply chain agreements, adjusting for weather delays, or insurance policies personalizing premiums.
Exactly. Another fascinating development is digital identity. With blockchain, you could have a secure, self-controlled digital ID for things like proving your age, accessing services, or managing medical records.
That would simplify so much and make everything more efficient.
And AI adds biometric authentication, fraud detection, and personalized access control, making these digital IDs even more secure and user-friendly.
We've covered healthcare, supply chains, energy, finance, and now digital identity. It feels like we're just scratching the surface.
We are. As these technologies evolve, their applications will only grow, transforming industries and daily life in ways we can't yet imagine.
That's exciting, but we also need to think about the risks and ethical challenges. How do we ensure this synergy is used responsibly?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We're talking about tools that can literally reshape the world.
Exactly. So how do we ensure they benefit everyone, not just a select few? Where do we begin?
A good starting point is establishing clear ethical guidelines for AI and blockchain development.
Guidelines, like rules.
More like guiding principles, prioritizing human well-being, fairness, transparency, and accountability.
A moral compass for these technologies.
Exactly. These principles need to be embedded into the systems from the very beginning.
Designing ethical systems from the ground up makes sense, and diverse development teams are key to that, right?
Absolutely. If the creators all have similar backgrounds and perspectives, blind spots and biases are inevitable. Diverse teams bring different perspectives and lived experiences to create solutions that work for everyone.
The goal is a future that benefits humanity as a whole, not just a privileged few.
Exactly. And it can't stop there. Ongoing monitoring and evaluation are essential.
So it's a continuous process of learning, adapting, and refining.
Exactly. It requires collaboration between developers, policymakers, researchers, and the public. Open dialogue is critical.
Speaking of transparency, what about explainable AI?
That's about making AI less of a black box. Right now, many algorithms operate in ways that are hard to understand.
And that can be unsettling, especially when decisions directly affect people.
Exactly. By making systems more transparent, explaining their reasoning, it builds trust.
So AI could say, I made this decision because of X, Y, and Z.
Precisely. Transparency fosters accountability, ensuring these systems align with our values and do what we intend them to do.
Wow. Okay, let's dive into something fascinating. The convergence of blockchain, the Internet of Things, IoT, and AI.
It's amazing when you think about each of these technologies individually, but combining them has the potential to completely transform how we manage and interact with the world.
Absolutely.
Take something as simple as parking, for example.
Parking? That doesn't sound all that revolutionary.
Hear me out. Imagine a network of parking spots, each with its own digital ID stored on a blockchain.
So each spot gets its own profile on this secure ledger.
Exactly. IoT sensors in the parking spots track whether they're occupied, for how long, and other data. All of this is recorded on the blockchain, secure, transparent, and tamper-proof.
So instead of fumbling for change, I could just pay with my phone, and the blockchain handles the rest?
Exactly. Micropayments are deducted automatically for the exact time you use the spot. So, no more over, but it gets even cooler with smart contracts.
Oh, those self-executing contracts on the blockchain. How do they work here?
Say someone damages a parking spot. Normally, it's a hassle to figure out who's responsible. With a smart contract, the rules are preset. If a sensor detects damage while a car is parked, the smart contract can identify responsibility and start the repair process automatically. No human intervention needed.
That's clever. But it's still parking. How do you scale a system like that to manage an entire city's infrastructure?
That's where blockchain shines. Unlike traditional databases that can get overloaded, blockchain is decentralized, meaning it can handle millions of transactions across devices simultaneously. As the network grows, it actually becomes more robust.
So it's not just about parking. It's about rethinking how we manage resources. But doesn't a network like this become a huge target for hackers?
A valid concern, but blockchain's cryptography makes tampering almost impossible. Traditional systems have single points of failure, but blockchain distributes data across the network, so even if one part goes down or is attacked, the rest remains secure.
So it's like a digital fingerprint for each transaction, making it nearly impossible to fake or alter.
Exactly. And with no central point of failure, the system is far more resilient.
That's reassuring, but it sounds complex. How do you make sure regular people, not just tech experts, can use it?
User experience is critical. The complexity can be hidden behind simple but intuitive interfaces. Think about Wi-Fi. Most people don't understand how it works, but they use it effortlessly.
That's true. As long as it's user-friendly and transparent about my data, I'd be on board. Speaking of trust, how does the system increase trust among users?
Every participant, whether it's a user, a parking spot owner, or maintenance crew, has their identity verified on the blockchain. This creates a transparent and tamper-proof record of all interactions.
So if there's a dispute over charges or damages, the blockchain provides clear, undeniable proof of what happened.
Precisely. That level of transparency builds trust between all parties.
It sounds like this could lead to entirely new business models.
Absolutely. Imagine micro-investments where individuals could own shares in a parking spot and earn income based on how often it's used.
Wait, I could own a piece of a parking spot? That's wild, but kind of brilliant.
Exactly. It democratizes ownership and allows people to invest in and manage resources that were once controlled by large companies or governments. The possibilities are endless.
That's taking the sharing economy to a whole new level. But before we start building parking empires, there's a lot more to explore.
Definitely. The parking scenario is just a glimpse of what's possible when you combine blockchain, IoT, and AI.
It feels like we're just scratching the surface. What other industries could see this kind of transformation?
Let's start with something that affects everyone: the way goods move around the world.
Supply chains, right? I've heard blockchain being used there, but how do IoT and AI fit in?
Imagine every product, from coffee beans to car parts, having its entire journey tracked on a blockchain. IoT sensors on shipping containers monitor conditions like temperature, humidity, and vibrations, while AI analyzes this data to identify potential issues before they escalate, like preventing spoilage of produce stuck in the heat.
So it's not just tracking where things are, but also ensuring they're in good condition throughout their journey.
Exactly. It improves efficiency, reduces waste, and builds consumer trust. For example, some companies already let customers scan a code to see where their food came from and how it was handled.
That's a huge leap forward. But wouldn't implementing such systems be complex and expensive?
It's an investment, but the long-term savings from reduced waste, faster shipping, and increased transparency more than justify it. We're already seeing success stories proving it works.
Beyond supply chains, what other areas are ripe for disruption with this tech?
Healthcare is a big one.
Now you've got my attention. How can these technologies improve healthcare?
Picture a future where your medical records are securely stored on a blockchain, giving you complete control over your data. You can share access with any provider instantly. No more paperwork or delays.
That sounds like a huge improvement. But where do IoT and AI fit in?
Wearable devices like fitness trackers and smartwatches collect real-time health data. AI then analyzes this information to identify risks, suggest preventative measures, and even personalize treatment plans.
So it's like having a virtual health assistant monitoring you 24/7. But doesn't relying on AI for healthcare raise ethical concerns?
Absolutely. Questions about data privacy, algorithmic bias, and who controls access to this data need to be addressed. These technologies have to be implemented responsibly.
The potential benefits are enormous, but so are the risks.
Exactly. And that's why it's crucial to have ongoing conversations about their development and use to ensure they benefit everyone, not just a few.
Speaking of global impact, how could this tech tackle challenges in developing countries?
One area is agricultural supply chains. In many developing regions, farmers often get unfair prices for their crops due to a lack of transparency. Blockchain can create direct and transparent connections between farmers and consumers, ensuring fair payments.
So farmers earn what they deserve, and consumers know their products are ethically sourced.
Exactly. It's a win-win. This is just one example of how these technologies can address global challenges and create meaningful change.
The possibilities seem limitless. Combining blockchain, IoT, and AI truly feels like the future.
Blockchain is being used to create secure, transparent systems for distributing aid to refugees and disaster victims, minimizing corruption, and ensuring resources reach those in need.
That's inspiring. It's incredible to see how these technologies empower people and communities worldwide.
And these are just a few examples. As the technology advances, we'll see even more innovative applications.
It's exciting, but I'm also concerned about the future of work. Will robots replace us?
It's a common concern. Automation will replace some jobs, but it will also create new ones.
So it's not about jobs disappearing, but about jobs evolving.
Exactly. The key is adaptability and developing skills needed in this rapidly changing tech landscape.
What skills should people focus on?
Skills in data analysis, cybersecurity, AI, and blockchain development will be in high demand.
Time to hit the books. But beyond technical skills, are there broader qualities or mindsets we should cultivate?
A growth mindset, embracing lifelong learning, and being comfortable with change will be crucial. The future belongs to the curious, adaptable, and those willing to embrace the unknown.
It's exciting, but also a little daunting. How can everyday people prepare for this future?
Stay informed. read, listen to podcasts, have conversations, and ask questions.
The more we understand, the less intimidating these advancements become. But are there real-world examples of how this tech trio is already making a difference?
Absolutely. Smart cities are already using these technologies to manage traffic, optimize energy, and improve public safety.
So, those futuristic cities in movies are closer than we think.
Exactly. For example, smart traffic lights that adjust based on traffic flow. AI analyzes the data, leading to smoother commutes.
It sounds simple, but it makes a big difference.
It does. And some cities are using blockchain for decentralized energy grids, allowing people to buy and sell excess solar power.
So, I could power my house with my neighbor's solar panels?
Exactly. Blockchain enables secure peer-to-peer energy trading, empowering people and promoting sustainability.
That's amazing. What about public safety?
Some cities are using AI-powered surveillance systems that analyze video in real time to detect suspicious activity and alert law enforcement.
That sounds like an efficient security system. But does it raise privacy concerns?
Yes, it's important to discuss privacy, security, and ethics. Striking the right balance is key.
These advancements bring incredible opportunities but also serious challenges.
That's the reality with any major technological leap. These technologies have the potential to improve lives globally.
You mentioned how blockchain is transforming supply chains for agricultural products in developing countries. Can you tell me more about that?
Imagine a small-scale coffee farmer in a remote village. In the past, they might have been at the mercy of middlemen who set the prices. With blockchain, they can connect directly with buyers and get paid fairly. Consumers can also be sure they're buying ethically sourced products.
It's incredible how this technology helps marginalized communities. Are there other examples of impact?
Blockchain is also used to create transparent systems for distributing aid to refugees and disaster victims, reducing the risk of corruption and ensuring resources reach those in need.
These examples are inspiring.
And this is just the beginning. As these technologies evolve, we can expect even more innovative and impactful applications.
Absolutely. Sue, moving on. What might the money in your wallet look like in 10 years? Specifically, the role of cryptocurrencies and government-backed digital currencies, CBDCs.
It's fascinating to see so many different approaches to digital currency worldwide, from decentralized cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin to centralized, state-controlled CBDCs.
It's certainly a wild world. So, what makes Bitcoin and Ethereum more like assets than everyday currencies?
One of the biggest hurdles is transaction fees. Imagine paying $6 just to buy groceries. The fees for both Bitcoin and Ethereum fluctuate wildly, unlike stable credit card fees.
That would definitely mess with my grocery budget.
Exactly. Another issue is transaction times. Bitcoin can take up to 2 hours for a transaction, while Ethereum is around 5 minutes. Both are much slower than credit card transactions.
2 hours for coffee?
Yep, that's one major drawback. Another issue is liquidity. Bitcoin has a cap at 21 million coins, and Ethereum's supply is limited as well. This makes them different from government-issued currencies, which central banks can adjust based on economic conditions.
So, how does this limited supply affect their usability as currencies?
Government currencies have flexible supply, which central banks can adjust during crises. Cryptocurrencies, with their limited supply, lack that flexibility, which can lead to instability.
That could have big impacts on the economy. And then there are the high-profile scandals in the crypto world, right?
Yes, the collapse of FTX and the OneCoin pyramid scheme are prime examples. These scandals highlight the lack of regulation in the crypto world, creating opportunities for fraud and manipulation.
Sounds like there's a safer, more controlled approach to digital currency with CBDCs.
Exactly. Some countries are exploring CBDCs as a way to modernize financial systems. They can streamline transactions, reduce costs, and increase efficiency. No more printing physical cash, faster transactions, and possibly lower fees.
Are there any countries already using CBDCs?
Yes, Nigeria has launched its e-Naira, and South Africa is looking at using CBDCs for cross-border payments. Many countries are interested in exploring these possibilities.
And while some countries are exploring CBDCs, others, like El Salvador, have made bold moves, adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. That's pretty radical.
It was a bold move that caught the global financial community's attention. However, The IMF issued warnings about the risks of Bitcoin's volatility and lack of consumer protection.
True. Diving into a volatile, largely unregulated currency like Bitcoin could lead to unintended consequences, like jumping on a roller coaster without checking the safety harness.
Exactly. It's important to take a measured approach when integrating cryptocurrencies into national economies. There's a lot to consider.
Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum are struggling to become everyday money due to their limitations and risks. Meanwhile, CBDCs are emerging as a potentially more stable approach.
It's fascinating to watch how all of this is evolving.
For centuries, we've relied on physical money, and now we're talking about digital currencies. It makes you wonder what this shift means for everyday people navigating this new financial landscape.
It's a great question. We need to educate ourselves about both the benefits and risks of cryptocurrencies and CBDCs. Knowledge is essential when it comes to something as important as our money.
Absolutely. We need to understand the implications of these technologies and make informed decisions about how to engage in this new system.
Right?
To recap, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum face significant challenges becoming everyday money due to their volatility, high transaction fees, and slow processing times.
Exactly. These issues make them less suitable for everyday transactions.
Then there are CBDCs, government-backed digital currencies, that could offer a more stable and controlled approach to digital money.
CBDCs could streamline transactions, reduce costs, and increase financial inclusion for those without traditional banking access.
That's great, but we should also be mindful of the potential downsides, like government surveillance and increased control over financial systems.
The development of CBDCs is still in its early stages, and countries are experimenting with different models. It's unclear how they'll affect the global financial system in the long term.
It's a bit like the Wild West right now in the world of digital currencies, full of experimentation and innovation with a fair amount of risk.
Absolutely.
As we move forward, let's leave our listeners with a question. What role do you see yourself playing in this evolving financial landscape?
And what are your hopes and concerns about the future of money? What kind of financial system do you want to see in the coming years?
Those are great questions to ponder.
It really is a fascinating time. The concept of money is undergoing a radical transformation.
We've relied on physical coins and paper money for centuries. Now we're talking about digital currencies in the virtual realm. It challenges fundamental concepts like value, trust, and governance.
And for the average person, navigating this evolving landscape can be overwhelming.
What does all of this mean for our listeners? What should they be thinking about as we enter this new era of digital finance?
It's crucial for everyone to educate themselves on the benefits and risks of cryptocurrencies and CBDCs to become informed participants in this digital finance world.
I agree. Let's recap. Cryptocurrencies face challenges like volatility, high fees, and slow transaction speeds, which make them impractical for everyday use.
Right? And while CBDCs offer the potential for more stability and efficiency, they also raise concerns around privacy and government control over financial lives.
I recently tried to buy something with Bitcoin, and the fees were outrageous. It made me realize how far we are from using it for daily transactions.
Exactly. That's a significant barrier to broader adoption.
Absolutely. But going back to CBDCs, their development is still in its early stages. Many countries are experimenting with different models, and it's unclear how these digital currencies will be implemented or what impact they will have on the global financial system.
That's the big question. Right now, it's a bit like the Wild West in the world of digital currencies. Lots of experimentation, innovation, and some risk.
Speaking of risk, El Salvador's decision to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender is an interesting case study. While groundbreaking, it also serves as a cautionary tale about the challenges of using a volatile and largely unregulated cryptocurrency as national currency.
El Salvador's experiment has drawn significant attention, and the IMF's warnings highlight the need for caution when integrating cryptocurrencies into national economies. The future of money is far from certain.
We're at a crossroads, and the choices we make as a global society will have a lasting impact on our economic well-being, individual freedom, and the balance of power between governments and citizens.
It's important to remember that we as individuals also play a role in shaping this future. By staying informed, engaging in discussions, and making thoughtful financial choices, we can influence the direction of this digital revolution.
As we wrap up, let's shift our focus from global trends to the individual. What role do you, the listener, see yourself playing in the future of money?
What choices are you facing or might face soon when it comes to how you earn, spend, save, or think about money?
For example, those high transaction fees we mentioned earlier. Would you be comfortable paying $50 in fees just to send money overseas? Or would you stick with traditional methods, even if they're slower?
It's a tough dilemma. And imagine a world where your salary is paid in CBDCs. Convenient. But what if there's a technical glitch and you can't access your funds? What recourse would you have?
It's a trade-off between convenience and potential vulnerabilities. That's a significant consideration.
Exactly. And that leads to another important question: financial privacy. Would you be comfortable with a central bank having a detailed record of every purchase and bill you pay? Some may welcome the transparency, while others might find it unsettling.
It raises important questions about the balance between security and privacy in the new financial landscape. So what can our listeners do to prepare for this future?
The key is staying informed. The world of digital currencies is constantly evolving. Read, research, listen to podcasts, and engage in discussions. The more you understand, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the choices ahead.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to ask questions and challenge assumptions. This isn't just about adopting new technologies, it's about understanding their implications and shaping the financial system we want.
Precisely. It's not just about technology, it's about power, control, and the nature of money itself. How we define and manage money has profound implications for our societies and individual lives.
And that brings us to the end of today's deep dive. Today, we explored the powerful combination of blockchain and AI, highlighting how these technologies are unlocking new possibilities in industries ranging from finance to healthcare. We also delved into the potential of blockchain, IoT, and AI working together to revolutionize everything from supply chain management to smart cities. Plus, we touched on the fascinating world of crypto coins and non-fungible tokens, how they're transforming ownership, value, and digital assets.
Absolutely, the intersection of these technologies is incredibly exciting. As we continue to witness innovation in the digital space, it's clear that these advancements are reshaping the way we live and do business. The future is looking incredibly dynamic.
Next time, we'll be shifting gears to explore extended reality and the metaverse. We'll dive into the technological ingredients that make up the metaverse and discuss how artificial intelligence is playing a pivotal role in shaping virtual worlds. We'll also explore the concept of digital twins and how AI is enhancing their capabilities.
It's going to be another exciting conversation. The metaverse is a vast, evolving space, and the role of AI in its development is something we can't wait to unpack.
So make sure to join us for the next session as we take a closer look at these emerging technologies and their impact on our digital future.
Until then, stay informed and keep exploring the ever-evolving world of tech. Thanks for listening.